Howdy, world. Welcome to the RC Air Experience, episode 26. Big milestone for us. We just had our 1 year anniversary not too long ago. I forget exactly when it was, but it was just at the tail end of 2024, I believe. And so it's been a year. It's been fun. We've had some amazing guests on, and we're back to doing another episode of The Wives of RC.
Wives of RC Part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2. Part 2. Maybe that's what I'll put in the title. Part 2.
So maybe we should introduce each of ourselves and our wives for everybody. Our wife for everybody watching. I don't know how to say that sometimes, but I'll go first. I'm Jonathan from the lighter side of RC, and my beautiful wife Katie, who's here joining us and was here last time.
Yep. I'm Anthony from FPV Builds, and this is my beautiful wife Jackie. She was also on the first Wives of RC. And now we have Mr. Model Aviator.
I'm Adam, and this is my wife Heidi from Model Aviator. And without her, there is no Model Aviator. So she is pretty important.
Yeah. And I think that's the important part that Adam touched on is, I know for Jackie, and I know Katie, I've talked to John a little bit recently, that they've both grown so much in their roles, helping us do what we do, that we wanted to kind of touch base and cover that. And Adam talks about Heidi all the time about how he just couldn't do what he does without her. So that's why we have him all.
Yep.
So welcome.
He's trained well.
For having us.
I'm trained well. Thanks for having us. It's great to be here.
How long have you guys been together for?
Since 2016. That's when we got married.
Well, that's when we got married, but
Yeah.
we dated for about
3 years.
3 or 4 years after that. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like us.
Nice. Yeah.
Yep. How about you guys?
Same. We got married in 2016 and
Okay.
together for a couple years before then.
Yeah.
Like 2013 we got together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were like instant family though. So like we had kids at the wedding.
I see Katie shaking her head and smiling. She's probably like amateurs.
Yeah, we met in high school in 1995.
Wow.
And so we've been together for 30 years, been married for 24 now. Is that right?
Wow.
Since 2001.
Wow.
So 24 years.
Wow.
This year
Wow,
will be 24
congratulations.
years.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
awesome.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. And you guys still don't want to kill each other, so that's good.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the percentage is very small compared to the days where we like each other. So
Well, you guys are working a lot more together now, right? I know you can't touch on everything that you're doing, John, but I know that you said that Katie's been kind of building and helping you out and assembling stuff and stuff like that. Katie, how did
Yeah,
you get
for sure.
into all that?
go ahead.
I can't hear you. Katie's mic's not working.
Mic's not working. I'm gonna try that. And can you hear?
Oh, I hear you now.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
No.
No.
Mic issues again.
Okay, we might have to take our AirPods out and just do the.
That's all right. See, this is the technical. I'm not cutting this out either. These are the technical difficulties that you have on a podcast sometimes.
Well, if you remember
Al, can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
there. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Let me. Okay, take 3. With Jonathan getting busier in the shop and just kind of not having as many hands on deck, I suppose. He's been kind of training me on how to put together some of the jets, and
Wow.
it's been fun. It's been a big, huge learning experience. I'm quite the perfectionist, which is
great.
Which is great, but
Perfect. Yeah.
because I don't know anything about this, I'm kind of like, I have to learn absolutely everything. And I'm like very detail oriented. And he's like, it's okay. Like,
That's
doesn't
No,
have to be
it's
that
good though.
like, yeah.
We
I
had
would
fighter.
imagine that coming from him though, because he seems like watching his detailed build videos and stuff, he seems like a very much perfectionist himself. Like
He is, but
Yeah.
I'm probably like 10 times worse.
Well, when you don't know, you don't
Wow.
really know what the end goal is. That's different too, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing it, but I don't know exactly what's okay and what's not okay, right? So I'm like, okay, does it
Right.
have to be just like this? He's like, no, it's good. Like, doesn't have to be. You don't have to overdo it or anything like that.
Mhm.
So
what is she putting together, John? Like,
well, we had 5 aircraft to paint in December, so she basically did all the sanding of all the aircraft. I think I sanded one of them.
wow.
And then in the paint booth, we had the paint booth set up and everything. So she was, managing getting things in and out of the paint booth, setting things up, prepping things off, sanding stuff. So yeah, it was super helpful because I don't like that portion of the RC world. So
Right.
That's good.
So,
So
you think you have
for
it rough.
context,
I don't even think I have it rough.
You're not sanding and painting. All I got you doing is packages and labels. We're gonna move on to sanding and painting next.
Writing notes.
And
Be my favorite part.
handwritten notes.
That's gonna cost
So,
you.
so for anybody watching that is ordered from us, when you get the handwritten note, that's not my handwriting. That's her.
oh, I knew that.
And I make it. I order 150
I think
of
there
these
was like
envelopes at a
3
time.
that Anthony wrote out, and I kind of yelled at him.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't send these to people.
That's funny.
They probably have no idea what they say.
That is awesome.
I fill out I get like a box of envelopes, and we put stickers in the envelopes, and she writes on the front of the envelopes. And I just buy a box and hand it to her. And she's like, "Oh my god, I hate doing this again." I'm like, "Yep, got to do it. Got to do it." It's a lot of writing, but
It
it's
hurt.
That is
You're
awesome.
not sanding and painting, though. That's awesome.
No, I'm
Katie.
not standing and beating, so that's
That,
good.
that's awesome. Heidi, so we know you're the camera specialist. Is that what we're gonna call you?
That's you can come. I'm mediocre, I think, at best. I know my camera, but that's about as far as it goes.
She's awesome.
But yes, I'm the video person, and I do the editing for the
really?
That's
for
awesome.
the videos.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you do a lot of the
You do a great job.
you do a lot of
Thank
filming
you.
too, though, right?
Yeah, I do all the filming at the field. So anything that's in studio, Adam does himself, and he prepares director's notes. Like he puts it in order and gives me times, and then I put it all together and put all the transitions in, and
Wow.
Oh
and
wow.
put the beginnings and the ends, and pick the music and that stuff.
cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he's like the
I-
producer and the talent, and you do
Right.
all the other work.
Actually, the producer is
Piper
right
is-
down here beside. That's Piper, the producer dog. Well, I have to pick her up and let
Yeah.
you meet Piper here in a little bit.
The producer.
She's laying down.
I can tell you, watching some of the footage, that you do a pretty good job getting it on the plane, and because
Mm-hmm.
You do a great job. It's hard.
It is hard.
That's like
It's
I
hard.
hate when he's like, "We have to go film." I'm like, "Can't we have somebody else come?" Like, because it's hard, and then it's also hard because he will yell at me before we start filming anything. He's like, "Can you please keep the commentary? Like, don't say anything while you're filming because you'll hear me start to like curse him out like behind the scenes."
Yes. Well, it's so funny. Heidi did that when she first started. You'd see, it'd be like airplane kind of on the page. It'd go away, and you'd hear shit, and then she get back. But yeah, she's the only time she ever giggles is if I do something stupid, like if I pass too close with a really fast airplane, which she knows if I do that, I'm being obnoxious and doing it on purpose.
Mhm.
right.
And so it'll go out of frame, and she'll just drop the camera and look at me and go, like, really? But she's pretty
So-
good though.
It's funny because like I'll go through like, and it's not like loud, but you can hear it, and she'll be, "What'd you do? God, what? I love you." Like, I get it, but now I have to kind of trim that out.
That is pretty funny.
It is, but it's hard.
It's hard.
It's not easy filming and
No.
trying to follow the plane in the air. So I mean, Heidi,
No.
you do a good job. Your videos,
You do.
Adam, I will say, are high quality.
Yeah.
Well, I
They're-
appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We,
no, they're great.
Heidi does a great job. And when you look at our comment section, probably 30% of the comments, maybe 40, depending on the video, is people raving about her camera work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they really, apparently, there's a lot of channels out there. Maybe the camera work's not so good. That's the impression that I get from reading the comments. So
Yeah.
So-
I've gotten
Yeah,
some
no,
feedback where it's like,
It's awesome.
tell your camera person to try to like zoom in. I'm like, I'll give you her number. You can tell
you
her.
tell her that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't need your critique. Thanks.
They pull up and tell her she needs to zoom in more. Let me know how that works out for you, buddy. I'll pass the info right along. But
Wow.
you don't realize how hard it is until you start doing it.
No.
Does Katie film for you, or you do a lot of filming, or you have a?
She's
Right.
she's
I've
done
never
a little
really
bit. She's done a little bit of filming for me. The struggle I have is like when we go to the field and I'm filming stuff, I'm on the camera.
Right.
And then of course, if I have a plane that I want to meet, and like let's say in about a month I'll be at Tucson, I just have to grab somebody to try and like film the planes. So that's why my videos, my flying videos usually suck, because it's some person that has no experience, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey, just do your best to follow this thing around, right? So
Yeah. No,
it'd be a struggle for
I'll,
sure.
I'll film for him if I'm there,
Yeah.
but if I'm not at the event, then it's
Yeah.
And
a
it's
little
just
tough because you're like,
It-
where did it go?
yeah,
there's
hard.
there's a guy on YouTube. I forgot what his name is. I think it's like Fince or something like that. He makes his own wing bags. He put.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
No.
Yeah. He
Wingback guy.
just, I think he just started or just stopped doing airplane videos, and he's doing some car stuff now.
Right. So he put. There's a camera system. I think it's called the Solo or something like that. And he put the module in the plane, and then the camera kind of like off of Wi-Fi or Bluetooth follows
the
solo
module.
shot. The
Yep.
solo shot, right?
Yep.
Right. And he had some success doing that. I mean,
It
be
does
something you
okay.
can do.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think if the plane is super fast, it would probably have a hard time. I mean, if you're doing like a really fast, low flyby, I'm sure the thing's gonna have a hard time keeping up. But
Yeah.
you're far enough away and it's able to track it. From the videos I saw, it looked like he had some relative success with it. I mean, you can buy them on eBay relatively cheap now. I was looking at them.
Yeah. It does well as long as you're not too close to it. If you come too close, it just can't. The motor can't move it fast enough. But yeah, it does. It does pretty good. I think probably the biggest key is having somebody consistent.
Right.
Because Heidi has learned how I fly. So she knows my tendencies. She can tell by the way I enter a maneuver where the airplane's going. And so just the repetition makes her better, but also knowing this specific pilot, because when she films other people flying, you can see that she doesn't know them unless it's, I think the only time she never had a problem, remember when Seth Arnold flew the airplane for you?
Yeah, that was
Seth?
fine.
Yeah, Seth is, I mean, he's a pro. I mean, he won XFC a couple of times, and he was with Flex Innovations, and he just said, how far away do you want me, and what do you want me to do? And she gave him some directives, and he flew exactly that, and it was like I was flying, except he's just way better than me.
Nice.
So,
yeah. So that's awesome. It's good to meet you, Heidi, and I'm glad you're on, and it's good to see the face behind the camera and give you a little bit of credit for doing a lot of the work for his channel. That's good. Jackie's gotten thrown into the last Wives of RC. We were just kind of like a small YouTube / starting out the podcast, and then I dragged her to shows as a vendor, and she got thrown into the deep quick, like really quick. Like she's at the shows now, helping customers, learning a lot.
I like it though. I like it. It's a really great community of people.
Yeah,
it is.
I've learned that. Like everybody that I've met it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I think that's one of the things I really do like about this is like
the community
and the different people that you get to meet and all of that. Like it's been,
and the shows will work.
No, it is, but it's awesome. It's very out of my comfort zone because I am probably the most like extroverted introvert you will ever meet in your entire life. Like,
That's hilarious.
It's true though. She's
I gotta
not.
use that.
I
She's
totally
not the outgoing person in that show.
no, like I can like
she's
talk
all
to
bubbly.
people, I know how to do that,
Yeah.
but like it's like I love my bubble. He tells me all the
Mhm.
time, like, you live in a bubble. I go, but I like it. Like it's just
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
home.
That's
I'm
cool.
in my bubble. Like that is it.
Yeah.
I think we're all on the same page. We're like, yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get it.
Yep. Yep. Hey,
I've
you know,
definitely forced her out of her bubble big time. But it's it's like even like the shows, like I don't have a ton of help. We're still kind of small, so it's like she's my partner. I got to rely on her coming and helping. Like even if it's just ringing somebody up or taking care of a customer while I'm explaining something to somebody else, like just having that hand. And I give her a lot of credit because these shows like are a lot of work. Like we did the Neat show in New York. That was, I think, 3 or 4 days of every day, 10, 12 hours a day, working the
Yeah.
booth and, unloading the trailer, loading it back up. Like it's not like fun where you're just hanging out. Like it's work. Like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
she's doing great. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. So Katie, you're quiet. We got to pick on you next. You've been thrown into the deep end too. I know you've expanded your role in the last year since we did the last show too. So it seems like it's been a lot of fun for you. But you have your own business as well, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? What is that? I'm really
So
curious about that.
I have an ice cream shop that
Wow.
does boozy ice cream
That's
at a
cool.
market here. It's only open 4 days a week, but it's still a ton of work.
So
That's neat.
boozy ice cream meaning like it's got alcohol in it?
It's got alcohol in the actual ice cream, so it's all hand or homemade.
Rolled up ice cream.
Yeah.
Grown up ice cream.
And
Yep.
guarantees people will like it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that your
so
product?
Sounds great.
Is that
Yeah.
a product you guys
I-
make?
Everything for this.
Really?
So yeah.
Wow. That is pretty cool.
That's
Now you guys, is that online or you have an actual like store?
It's an actual store, like a storefront.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Busy in the winter too?
That's cool.
It has been like we just opened in
Wow.
May last year, so it's been like this is our first winter and whatnot. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
been-
that's really cool.
Yeah. And you guys
Yeah.
have had a serious winter up there, right? Like
it's a serious winter right now.
Yeah, when I woke up this morning, it was minus 20 Fahrenheit, which is minus 31 Celsius.
Wow.
The
Where-
funny thing is
where?
we've been stuck in this deep freeze for about 2 weeks now. And by tomorrow at this time, so we're like 6 o'clock here, PM. By tomorrow this time, we'll be at 44, 42, 44 degrees Fahrenheit. So
that's a
Wow.
time out. So it's going from negative
20.
to 44
Yeah.
Fahrenheit,
Wow.
which is what,
That's
50
24.
That's crazy.
something degrees?
That's like a 50-degree difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You get a lot of pressure headaches.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
that is
That's
pretty.
crazy.
John, you do construction on your full-time thing, right? So how do you guys don't work in that, right? Minus 20-degree.
When it's that cold, pretty much everything shuts down. We had some crews working last weekend, which I was not expecting. But anything else, and most of our installs, they're all water-based materials, right? So it's it either needs to be wrapped and heated, or our regular season that we operate in is May to October. So
Okay.
That's crazy.
so that's kind of busy season for us, is May to October, and then in the wintertime things slow down quite a bit for our field staff. I just basically sit in my office for most of the day. So
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
Negative 20.
yeah, negative 20 is cold. It's a little
Cold.
chilly.
I love the cold, but that's cold.
That's cold.
Miserable.
Yesterday it was like 20 something here, and I was like, it's cold out. That's negative 20 something. It's like it's not now. It's too
If we
much.
get into the teens here in Georgia, that's really cold.
Yeah,
we
we're
never see
useless
negative numbers
at that
ever.
point in time. Like nothing
Yeah, you-
happened.
You guys aren't used to it though, right? Like, I mean, I know you just had
No.
snow, right? How much snow
No.
did you guys?
If there's a dusting, I think, what did we have when it snowed a couple weeks ago?
I mean, it
Maybe?
got down to like 9 or 10 degrees, and that's as cold as it's been here in a long time.
But we got like maybe a couple inches, 3 at the most.
Oh yeah, and the entire city shuts down.
Nobody went
in the
anywhere
South-
for 3 days. Nobody went anywhere.
They don't know how to drive. They don't. But I get mad at people in the South at a roundabout. Like there's so many people that hit a roundabout, and it's like I'm like, it's not a 4-way stop. Keep going, but they just
No.
It's funny, man. People in the South can't drive.
We're always arguing because I want to get out of where I am eventually and go someplace more rural. And she's like, you won't survive. She's like, you are like a true New Yorker, million miles per hour. She's like, you can't, like, if somebody is like moving a second slower than they should at a grocery store, you're like internally freaking out. You will not be able to survive. So like,
I can't get this man to sit and relax on the couch with me for like 5 minutes. I'm like, you cannot live in the country. Like I can. I would love it. That's like my dream. But he's like, no, I could slow down. I'm like, you can't.
I'm ready for it. I really am. I want to live in the country.
See,
not ready yet.
people like Anthony in the country that
Mhm.
are 1,000 miles an hour and get really bored. That's how things like bull riding get started.
Yeah.
Kind of what I'm afraid of, though. Also,
That's what's happening. You're sitting on the porch and you're like, what if I go out there and get on him and you hit him right in the balls hard? What will happen? Stuff like that.
See.
That's the kind of things that, rednecks think of.
Yep.
I'd love to be a redneck. I really would.
That
I couldn't
would.
handle it.
I really would.
is
That would
funny.
be my dream. I do. I would love to live in the country and just. And I'm like, she's probably right because I would probably like try to like take over a town or something. Like it would just. But I don't know. I hate living. It's just so bad. It's just
It's
so many people here
Congestion.
now.
It's a lot. It's just a lot.
And we live on
now.
like the island. Like we're in the suburbs, and it's
Right.
like mini New York City. It's crazy. So yeah, I feel your pain about the roundabouts because if somebody's not like stopping at a stop sign for like a second and then instantly going, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh,
You don't need to
yeah.
stop that long. It's New York. Keep going. No.
Everybody is too worried about they're messing with this.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can tell me if they do this where you live. So down here, one of the things that just makes me so mad driving is you come up to a stop in a turning lane and people are in such a hurry to get the car stopped and give this their full attention instead of the half that they were already giving it.
Yeah.
That they'll leave like a car length and a half in front of them. And I'm like, if you morons would pull forward, more people could get in this turning lane and then all those people would be blocking the other lane.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to go on a rant. I better shut
You
up.
better.
Get your ass up.
We're not driving down the street right now.
We're gonna get angry emails.
I was pissed today.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But you'd
That's
be
funny.
surprised when you move out into the country, like, because we're out in the country, and going back into the city, you're just like, oh my goodness, like I can't handle this. Like
Yeah.
dumb people,
It's a lot, right?
and it's just you can't wait to get back out and just
Yeah.
be out in the middle of nowhere, kind of by yourself. Like we're still only about 15 minutes from the city, so it's not far.
Right.
But it's quiet. We can do whatever we want out here. Like
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
you want to go outside and take a walk. You don't have like other people looking in
Right.
your door and doing this and doing that. And
Right.
Were you
Yeah.
guys originally both from where you guys live now, or were you from a more populated area?
Well, we've lived in Calgary, so in the city since like my entire life until we moved out here. So
Oh, so you
Okay.
came from the city and then
yeah, we
Yeah.
came from the
And
city,
then-
out of the city. We've always been in the city.
Yeah.
See, they did it. I could do it.
Yeah.
I love you. And soon,
I could do it.
in like
I could do it. Yeah, Don,
I need
did
you
you
a
see
little
before?
bit older.
You had a little
I
hand
need
pop
you
up.
yeah,
a little bit older.
My biggest thing is I want to, and she knows like this is my ulterior motive. I'm like, when I move to the country, I'm gonna have a runway just like outside my front door, so like I can walk 10
That'd be
feet.
nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
That'd be
what
awesome.
I want.
Yeah, like that's the stuff that you can't do in the city, right? Like
No.
Yeah.
you wake up in the morning, you walk outside, you know, do whatever you want.
Pee off your
Yeah.
friends if you want.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna say anything.
Yeah.
And-
I
Runway,
have to
shooting
drive.
range.
Yeah.
I have to drive
Be nice.
40 to go to my club. It's like 45 minutes out east to drive just to get to a club to fly at. If I want to
Even
fly
the
at like
field.
my normal field, which is an abandoned, I'm not gonna really talk about it. I don't want people going there because then they'll be too populated. But it's an abandoned place that we go to that's got a nice big open field. That's 20, 25 minutes for me to drive to get there. So it's like if I do something really quick, like any quick video you'll see, like it's done at the school that's like a few blocks away, but the field's small. It's not like a big field. So that's literally like, all right, I just want to film this thing real quick and get back. Like that's the thing that drives me crazy. And because like every piece of land that they're building on, like they're getting rid of open land and just building apartment buildings or complexes or stores. All of that stuff eventually is going to be gone. There isn't going to be any more like open space. So it's like, I don't want to live like that. It's crazy to me. You know, my dad lives in Queens and like his house literally touches another house and his yard is like 5 feet by 5 feet. That's literally their backyard. And like, I can't imagine living like this. Like that's
No.
crazy to me. Like they're,
No,
Yeah.
but you either love it or you don't.
yeah, I
Like,
just can't,
some
I can't
people
do
just
it.
love it.
Yeah. I'm not one of those people. Like Manhattan to me,
No.
I couldn't live in Manhattan in a building with 80 other people. Like not happening. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, we both have. We've gotten to the point where we have to mentally prepare to go to Atlanta. Like we have to, like rev up to go to Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And then it's like what Katie was saying that we're just once we get there and do whatever we got, we're just ready to go home. You know,
rev up, arm up.
yeah,
You know,
all of those things.
I will say I enjoyed, John, your channel where you were doing, I think I've said this before, where you were doing the house build and stuff like that. Like you guys built a nice place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I was very envious of that. I was like, that's what I would love to have, something like that in the middle of nowhere. Just nice. Just land. But
Same.
a girl can dream.
A girl could dream.
So Heidi, do you work or you just help Adam full time or what's
Oh
the
no,
deal?
I am a high school art teacher.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
And that is we have a huge school. We have a little over 3,000 students at my high school.
Wow.
And I focus purely right now on ceramics, but I've taught multiple art classes. We just hired our 10th art teacher.
Wow.
So it's big. Yeah, it's very big.
Wow,
That's a big art department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm blessed.
How long you been doing that for?
This is 20 years this year.
Wow. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Now you know how my airplanes get painted.
Yeah.
I need some detail work or something done. I'm like,
Apparently,
you
you're the only wife that's not painting airplanes. So
we were talking about
you gotta get on that.
the sanding and painting stuff, and I was like, I'd rather do that than the filming part.
Well, I'm sure the
I enjoy
filming
too, but
sure the filming isn't as bad as the editing part, right? Because I'm sure the editing part is just no
That's
fun.
a lot of work.
the program that we have, I like.
Okay.
Phil Moore.
It's the Wondershare Filmora, and I like it. There are certain limitations you have to figure out a workaround for here and there, but usually it's only like technical difficulties that get annoying when the Wi-Fi isn't doing its best.
And that's
or
not the
something.
program. That's our Xfinity Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's our.
Okay.
So.
That's really the only. I like it though.
You do some editing and filming too, right, Katie, for John?
No.
You filmed for him. On the cast,
Well, I
right?
film, but I don't do anything.
You don't do any of the editing?
That's all him.
The thing about the editing is it's always in a nice, comfortable room in a really nice environment. Sometimes, especially if you've got companies sending you airplanes and then they give you like a deadline or something when the airplane's going to come out, we've got to go film, and regardless of what it is. So I'm going to have Heidi meet me after work somewhere.
Right.
And we have to wait until everybody leaves because it's a new airplane that nobody can see.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we get it out, and it could be windy, it could be super cold. I mean, we've actually filmed in 15-degree weather because that's, and bear in mind, that doesn't sound like anything to you guys where you're from. For us, I mean, it was cold enough that the cells in this foam airplane were actually contracting, and it looked, you could see like deficiencies in the foam.
Yeah.
It was so cold, and then when it got warm, it smoothed back out. That's how cold it was. And she's out there trying to track an airplane, and I'm a field pilot, so I cannot fly with gloves on. So
Yeah.
So you got a field pilot that can't feel his hands, trying to make an airplane look good,
and me trying not to tremble while
that is trembling and can't hardly feel her hands trying to work. And when you look at the video, you never know how bad it was, other than the fact that I told people, I was like, we went out in 15-degree weather to film this shit. I hope you like it.
That is, I've been trying to get back out to do another video on the Norden, and it's just been, I can't bring myself to freeze like that. I'm kind of wimpy. I'm like, I'm not freezing. And I can't do it. But that's awesome. Better man than I am.
I haven't flown an airplane since September. Since September, beginning of September. So.
Oh my goodness.
Been a while.
I would be going into DTs like a drug addict to be like, I gotta fly something, man.
I'm really looking forward to the trip to Tucson, like 3 weeks. So I was actually looking at the calendar today. I'm like, hey, 3 more weekends to get everything done, and then we're headed to Tucson. So
yeah,
outstanding, man. I'm happy for you.
Coming up. When's you're doing Montana Jets too, right? When is that?
Well, Montana Jets has sort of been canceled for this year, but we do have a workaround. So Kelly passed away. He's the contest director for Montana Jets. So
that's unfortunate.
So that kind of changed things for this year, but our plan is for everybody that wants to go just to get memberships at the Glacier RC field. And we're still going to do it the same week after Father's Day. So that's it's still going to happen in June, but
it won't be an official event. It'll just be
people getting together at the flying field and flying. So
okay.
It'll be
the club won't make it like an official event without like the contest part of it, just like a fun fly.
Well, I'm not a member there now, and I don't know the details, but it's I think there's some politics involved and stuff and whatnot. So I'm not overly privy to that information, but we do have the background that is kind of works. So yeah,
that'll work. That's kind of a shame though. You would think that make it a fun fly. That would be
like if they get 20, 30 new memberships, it'll support the club plus some donations and stuff. I'm sure they wouldn't mind another $5,000 to $10,000 in their bank account for 1 week worth of rate. So
that's a beautiful field too, right?
It's very nice. Yes.
Yeah.
The supply I would love to have. Like we can't really do it up here because the weather is not nice all year round.
Mm-hmm.
But like I would love to move down somewhere like Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, like that southern area. 'Cause it's so cool.
We were just in Miami this past weekend getting some warm weather in, and Katie was looking at Georgia.
I'm like looking at
Georgia is actually a really good state for that. If you Google windiest or least windiest states it's like for RC flying, Georgia's like in the top 5 least.
Wow.
There's more time for you to fly without having to fight a bunch of wind. And really the only thing we have to worry about is tornado season.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a risk of that, but we hardly ever get any bad residual from a hurricane or anything. You go to Florida and you really got to worry about hurricanes and tornadoes. So Georgia's kind of right smack dab in the middle of the places. That's not kind of a pain to live. So it's pretty cool.
I keep saying move to Georgia. It's like have a beautiful field and just have a like an amazing RC club, and just like I'm
Yep.
very love planning. I love all of that sort of thing. So it would be like the best.
Yeah.
Would you miss the Four Seasons though, Katie?
What?
Would you miss the Four Seasons?
No.
No.
See, I don't. I enjoy the winter. We actually both are a little
I
weird. We're
like-
kind of weirdos. We actually like winter.
I like all the seasons except for summer.
Yeah. Funny. We're both like, summer. We get over summer like really quick. It's humid here, you know. It's
Oh,
like, yeah,
Yeah,
we're on the
just
island.
stays
It's just
humid.
It's just humid, but I mean the summers are nice. But we're both like, I think fall is my favorite
fall
season.
and spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
I'm definitely, more of a fall, spring when it's not super hot, but I hate the winter.
Your winters are kind of rough, though. I mean,
to get rid of the
yeah. See, like your winters are a lot different than like our winters aren't. And our winters are probably like fall for you. I mean, they're really not that bad. Your winters are kind of extreme. Like the amount of snow you
For us,
guys get.
it's like forced building or skiing season. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Wow.
Or snowmobiling.
Yeah.
So I have a question for all the ladies. Something that I noticed with Heidi's, once she started with Model Aviator, she picked up things and I didn't know that she was paying attention. So what is something that you gals have learned about the hobby it surprises you that you know? And I'll give you an example. We had a guy crash out at the field, and he just flat out stalled it. And nobody said anything, and Heidi came up to me and she goes, "He stalled it, didn't he?" And I'm like, "Yes, he did. Yes, he did. You've been paying attention to all that stuff I've been saying. That's pretty cool." So what's something you guys picked up about the hobby that surprises you that you know?
It's a good question.
I know. That's a great question.
I will
I
say,
don't know.
I
though.
stumped them.
no, I will say that it got a lot harder after a while to start like hiding planes because she
That's awesome.
yeah, like it would be like, where did
Yeah, look, she's giving it to
it's like, where did that one come from? I'm like, I had that, and she'd be like, no,
No, you didn't.
you didn't have that one. No,
Yeah.
I know that one. That one was not there. Like, so that's the one thing I definitely know she picked up on pretty quick. She started seeing the different models and stuff.
What
Oh,
comes into the house?
I'll answer for Katie too. This actually just happened yesterday. So when we went down to Kelly's funeral, and I came back with a Carf Corsair with a Moki and everything. So Kelly put a lot of work into it. And it was kind of sweet because we were busy and gone last weekend. It kind of brought it into the shop. It was sitting in the middle of the floor. And then yesterday when I got home from work, I spent some time putting it on the rack and everything and kind of getting it all set up and kind of stored away till I'm ready to work on it. And she's been trying a lot harder to remember the names of the aircraft. So she came out and she's like, that's and she racked her brain for a while. And then
No, I
she
knew it
finally
was
got
Carf.
it. Yeah.
I was like, "That's the Carf," and then he's like, "And?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What does it start with?"
That
So
was
she's
awesome.
been doing a lot better with recognizing aircraft, which is pretty cool.
And
That's cool.
and from helping build like I think the different parts.
Yeah. Knowing that this is an aileron and this is a rudder and an elevator and whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah. So when he says something, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I know which part that is."
Yeah.
So like, or generally what it.
yeah.
That's one of her biggest takeaways from one of the shows we went to. It was a show at like a flying event, and she's like, we need props, and she had like a whole list of parts that she had written out. She's like, we need
Well,
props,
that's-
control horns, this, and I'm like,
Yeah,
wow, babe, great job.
that's awesome.
job. We're down, no problem.
Just
She's like, because people are flying and they're crashing, and there's no parts for people to get here, and they want to keep flying.
spare things.
Yes,
That's
she
it.
had a whole. I was really impressed with that because
That's cool.
and that was just from her
I
talking to
like,
customers
when
and show me what
Yeah.
you need, and she learned a lot from doing that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's funny that whole
Yeah.
hiding models thing since I've gotten the store. I swear to you, I have customers like email me and be like, so can you mail this on like Tuesday so I can get it on Friday because my wife's gonna be at work. And I'm like, dude, I'll send you an email saying, hey, the plane you ordered 6 months ago just came in. So you can explain it like you ordered a long time ago. I've had to do that on multiple occasions.
Wow.
I used to work for a hobby shop, and I've had guys ask me, "You got a price gun?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Can you put $299 on this thing? Because that's what I'm gonna tell my wife I paid for the $600 airplane." I'm like, "Sure, dude." Click.
Wow.
It is so funny, and I can't complain because I used to have guys that would come in that hobby shop and they're like, "Man." They're talking about their wives like it's a ball and chain or something, about how their wives give them crap about their airplane. Heidi has never.
No.
As a matter of fact, Heidi will see something that she wants and she'll go, "What do you think about getting this?" And I'm like, "Honey, have you seen my hanger?
Yeah.
Get it. Don't even ask. Just get it." Who am I to say yes,
Right.
get it?
Right. No, she's always been, and I'm sure Katie as well has been. I mean, John's playing with a lot more expensive toys than we are. Yeah, she's very supportive as well. But Jackie's never been. She's always been like, "Hey, if you want it, yeah." When I wasn't selling models, I was the one who was like, "No, I just got one not too long ago. I'll hold off a little bit. Irresponsible. Get rid of something else."
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. No, it's. You have to have that balance. You have to have that support because if you don't, then it's not fun, right? Like you shouldn't have to.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're three examples of three guys that get to enjoy the hobby to the fullest because of the person sitting right next. I mean, the hobby wouldn't be for me what it is without Heidi. And that's even before Model Aviator started. Just the fact that I could do what I wanted to do. And she was happy knowing that I was at the field instead of some other place.
Right.
It's, but we're lucky. I mean, clearly not every man has that. So, so we're all three very lucky guys.
Yeah. Katie, I know you have to leave. What time do you have to leave? I know you have to leave soon. I want to be cognizant.
No, it's all good. My daughter's gonna stay home from her. She's got dryland training for volleyball.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, she was gonna go and she's gonna stay home just to kind of rest. She had a quad injury on her leg for the last couple of weeks, so she's been kind of resting a little bit because she's got a big trip up this weekend. But
good.
Yeah. Girls play sports rough. My daughter was just at a basketball game. The way those girls tackle each other for the ball and stuff, it's crazy, man. I'm serious. They dive for the ball, rip the ball out of each other's hands. I got a couple of bruises
than volleyball, but
yeah, it is, but it's still
volleyball's
volleyball's a tough sport.
It's aggressive.
Yeah,
they
can do
physically.
Diving for the balls and stuff. Jumping, spiking, blocking,
sliding.
Yeah.
My daughter's actually going to play volleyball this year, right?
Oh, good.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Test it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Sport.
I coached the girls basketball team. Last year was the first time I coached, and then apparently I was a mean coach last year, and a bunch of the girls didn't want to come back. So,
did you say there's no crying in basketball?
I sent a couple of girls home crying once or twice, not on purpose, but you just get so in the heat of the moment.
Oh man.
She was yelling at me all night tonight. Stop yelling at me. I'm like, what the get the ball move.
10. They're 10. Like it's fun right now. So I got talking to helping him coach this year because I'm like, they're 10-year-old girls. You have to take it easy. Like this isn't like the state championship.
One of my favorite commercials ever is the one with Peyton Manning where he's yelling at the little kids and he throws the ball and knocks the little kid down. It's so funny.
I get a little. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. I'm like the coach running up and down the court yelling, "Defense, let's go!"
Yeah,
that's fun.
Unbelievable. So
apparently, my kids just texted me the dog ate the phone charger.
All righty then.
wow.
And after a while,
we have two puppies, and they're just One of them, he's just a handful. So he
has a personality for sure.
He's got a serious personality. You know the disposable razor blades?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Disposable razor blades. When he was like a month old, not like 6 months old, a month after we had him, somebody left the bathroom door open and one of those disposable razor blades was in the garbage. He pulled it out of the garbage. I have cameras in the house. We were able to watch him do this. Pulled it out of the garbage, ran it into the living room, and chewed on the disposable razor blade. He ate the razors. Those triple blade razors. I swear to you, it's the craziest thing in the world. So the triple blade razor, he eats the razors. Okay.
Wow.
I'm crawling around the house looking for him. Like I found, I think like 1.5 of the razors, and I'm like, there's no way he ate them. Like there's no way they're in his stomach. Like this is bad. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I'm on my hands and knees, can't find it anywhere. So the next day, and mind you, he's got no cuts in his mouth. There's no blood anywhere. There's no indication that this dog ate actual razor blades.
Holy crap.
Take him to the vet the next day, okay? And there's literally an x-ray of razor blades in his stomach. Luckily, he mostly passed it, right? So the doctor takes his finger, he pulls a piece of the razor blade out of his nether region, okay? And it was a decent chunk. I'm like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. No cuts in his inside, no cuts in his mouth, nothing. And then like 2 hours later, we got the other razor blade out of the backyard. No kidding.
gosh.
Holy crap. That is scary.
So he has eaten so the little Starbucks cans. She drinks the little Starbucks cans. We came home one day. He took one out of the package, shredded it. There was coffee and aluminum can pieces all over the house. He ate
What
part
kind
of
of dog
that.
is this?
He's a little terrier. He's
a terrier mix.
He's a terrier mix, like a Jack Russell
He's
terrier.
like a Jack Russell sized dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I'm envisioning this
It's like
gigantic
a
dog.
boxer or
No.
something.
No, just
No.
like he's a tiny little thing.
He's a tiny little terror on wheels.
Piper's looking at me. Come here. Come on. We'll come meet
It
everybody.
is
Come on.
unbelievable what this dog has eaten and like put us through in a short period of time.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah. The vet's like, you got to get insurance for him because at some point he's going to cost you a lot of money.
And how old is he now?
This is the
year.
sweetest puppy.
They just reached a year.
Yeah, a year in January.
Yeah. I wish I had the picture of the can scene that we came home to. They was just it's just ridiculous. If I could pull it up, I would.
Coffee all over the couch,
Yeah.
aluminum pieces all over.
All over. Most ridiculous thing in the world.
This is Piper, our producer.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hello, cutie.
And this is her new little llama that she wants to play with.
So you
Something
hear
fierce.
noises in the background. It's her like shaking the llama around.
Well, we call her Piper the
Oh.
producer.
Yeah.
You would never know she's 10 years old.
No.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
She
my
is. What is she a
goodness.
mix of?
She's a miniature Schnauzer Dotson mix.
Oh, oh my goodness, she is so
She's-
cute.
She's a sweetheart. But all right, Piper, here. Go get it.
Go get it.
Go get it.
I'm trying to find. I really would love to find this picture just because it is the most ridiculous. I just came across a picture
Milo
that you
thing
guys
ever.
will laugh at too. So like, we came home. We had a box of we buy toilet paper and paper towels like in bulk from Amazon, and I had to like run out and take the kids someplace real quick, and I left the box
Oh no.
on
On-
like right by the front door. This is the whole scene right here. I don't know if you can see that.
Can you see it, or is there like
Oh,
Look
wow.
at that. That is awesome.
this?
Opened the box,
Holy crap.
took out 2 rolls of toilet paper,
And
but
just
neatly
piano
pulled
party.
the top of the box off,
And
took
shreds
out
it.
2 rolls of toilet paper, and I was gone for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Piano
And that's what
party.
happened. That's what I came home to. I like
Yeah.
this is like a regular with our lives. If you
Anything.
he loves her bras. He goes to take the water on the bras. So
All the time.
if he finds a bra laying on the floor, he will sneakily grab it, and like go away and be like, "This is mine now. I'm ripping this thing to shreds."
It's terrible.
When Piper was a puppy, she was a sock thief. I'd have one sock, couldn't find the other one. I'd be like, I know where it is.
And
Piper's
she'd
hiding
make
it from
she'd
me.
make you chase her
Oh yeah,
with like
she's
to get
I
it.
got, come get me. But
That happened to
Man.
me this morning. I put my foot in a sock, and the whole front of the sock was gone.
See,
I was
that's,
looking
that
for
is the beauty of this podcast. You never know what's gonna. It's about model airplanes, maybe,
kind of.
maybe.
no, that's
But
all
awesome.
part of it. It's all part of it.
It
It's-
is.
We have, so right now we've got Luna, who's our golden lab, but our previous lab was a chocolate lab. And she's not with us anymore, but she, in our last house, Katie made she had like, a plastic clamshell thing with 6 cupcakes in it, sitting at the
Like
front door.
Big cupcakes.
Yeah. They have like
Oh,
little push
man.
tabs on them, right? So the little clamshell pushes closed.
Yeah.
So Daisy, that's the dog's name. Daisy opens up, like we're not home. She opens up this clamshell, like without destroying the clamshell clear packaging, opens this thing up, eats every single cupcake out of the thing, licks the entire thing so clean that it looks
You
like it
never
was run
know.
through the dishwasher. And the clamshell thing is still sitting there on the bench, completely empty.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
crazy.
You have a bunch of cats too, right? How many cats do you have?
We have 3 cats right now and 2 dogs. So 3 cats, Nez, which everybody knows, and then our other 2 cats, which just hide all the time. They're Artemis and Apollo. They're 10 years old now. We brought them back from Greece actually when they were like
Wow.
a couple weeks old. So
I was gonna ask about the names, and you just answered it. So,
yeah,
Nez is the movie star. She's the one that's
Yeah.
always in,
It's actually from Oklahoma.
yeah.
My
Always-
daughter, Oklahoma.
always walking around the plains and everything else.
So, how many of you gals have actually tried to fly an RC airplane ever?
No, I have zero hand-eye coordination. Like zero.
Well,
I
tell us your
I
story,
want-
Katie.
Well, but when did we get it? I don't know. It was probably after
It was
one of
about 2 years ago.
after one of the events. I was like, I want to learn how to fly. I want my own plane, and so we got a foamy.
So it's the Horizon Hobby, the orange foam carbon cub, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, the big Carbon Z Cub.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one that takes 6S batteries. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one hanging right there.
Yeah.
It's a
So
nice
I
plane.
repainted it sparkly pink, of course,
Nice.
and
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
It's her
awesome.
plane. She can do what she wants.
it's actually Jonathan's color, like his logo colors.
Right.
Okay.
So
A little sidestep on this story. We got it in the box, and I videoed her putting the entire thing together. I still have the footage sitting in my movie editor. I just have never done anything with it. So
Oh man,
Yeah.
that would be
That out, buddy.
that would be great.
Yeah, you got to put it out.
painted it and flew it. I think the reason why I wanted to get into it, I had flown somebody else's plane at one of the fields, but it was on safe mode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it's pretty easy. It's like a
Can you
video.
turn that off?
Pretty easy. And then we went to another event and they're like, no, don't fly on safe mode. You
Well,
don't
we were
learn how to fly.
we
on
were
safe
at
mode."
Montana Jets is where it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And then so I'm trying to fly and the thing's like, "Ree," and Jonathan's like, give me that.
Yeah, she didn't quite have the understanding that
Of
if you
like
do
the-
this, it just keeps doing that.
Yeah,
So-
I couldn't quite get back level and whatever. So now it actually looks really cool at night when it's or like in the air.
in the
'cause it's
dusk, yeah.
In the dusk because it's
Yeah.
like bright and it's pretty.
Sparkly.
It's probably so pretty.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's cool.
Jackie's been under the goggles. She hasn't flown, but she'll do
Oh,
what
okay.
we call ride-alongs in FPV.
Okay.
That'd
Yeah.
So, like
That's cool.
I'll put a pair of goggles on her, and she'll be in whatever vehicle I'm in.
That is something I've got to get with you on and have you hook me up in FPV for that. I've got a quarter scale Super Cub. that's got a pilot in the front, and I want to put an FPV camera with goggles in the back, literally just to give people rides at events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be an awesome time.
On a line of sight, and they can just take a ride.
Right.
That would be
It would be
pretty
an
cool.
awesome time.
You have
So
either.
she enjoys I put FPV on like a boat, and she
that'd be
really
neat.
liked
Yeah.
the
I like the
boat.
boat.
It was cool. And then the
Yeah.
water was at like a little lake by us, and the water was flat, and it's actually a different perspective than flying because you can see the water like coming by, and she was like, "This is awesome." She loved being in the boat.
That's
and FPV,
awesome.
so, yeah, it was cool. So
That's
she doesn't
very cool.
she doesn't
Yeah,
do
it's
video
like-
games or
No, I
flying,
don't-
but she'll do a ride along with me, especially if it's like
I also don't really do like a lot of technology.
No.
Like I am so old school. Like he
Yes.
yells at me all the time because I would probably still write out a check to pay all my bills.
she would.
He's like, you can't do this anymore. Like it's 2025. I'm like, no, I
I'm-
can. Like, see,
I'm
like
with you,
it's
Jackie. I'm the
yeah,
same
like
way.
I'm.
She's
He's
like, you should do it
"Get
online.
a
I'm
new
like,
phone."
I
I'm
don't
like,
trust
no. I'm
online.
like, it's fine. Like, all I need is like for it to be able to call people.
Yeah. When we first started dating, her phone was like, I was embarrassed. I bought her a new
hated it.
phone like really
Hated
quick.
it.
I was like, I have to get you a new phone. I can't deal with this. Like,
That is
She-
so funny.
she still goes to like, she's got her bank ladies. Like, she'll like physically go to like a
I
bank
still go
and,
to my
like,
bank. Yes.
deposit a check and do a transaction. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're killing me with this. Like, I do everything.
I literally just started doing online banking like in the last year. I was just exactly like you, Jackie.
Yeah.
I went to the bank. I had tellers that I knew, and Heidi kept trying to talk me into online banking. I'm like, nope, not doing it.
The first time he actually deposited a check via the phone,
Mhm.
it was like magic. He was
Oh
like,
yeah, I was like,
he's
I
like,
mean, that's it.
wow, that's
That
all I
was
gotta
so
do.
easy.
And I was like, yes, you don't have to go anywhere.
I have that argument all the time. She's like, I gotta go to the bank. I'm like, no, you don't. They're obsolete. You don't have to go to a bank.
She has told me multiple times there's other technology other than Spectrum. Okay.
Yeah.
You-
So I say it like all the time because I'm like, our roles are kind of like non-traditional. Like, she's a construction worker. She drives big trucks and works in road construction, and I'm like the guy working on a computer like at home. Like, she comes home all dirty with work boots on, and I'm like nice and clean, like not cold. and clean, like, how's your day, honey? Like, it's funny. We're complete opposites with all that stuff. But I handle all of the electronical stuff.
Yes, you have to.
Yeah, I have to. She gets really frustrated. Like, if she's like doing something on a computer, it is like super frustration, like fast if it just doesn't work right away.
So
y'all
many,
are
so
just too
many
busy to
jokes
pod.
have come to mind when you said what you just said. I thought, I wonder if he meets her at the door in a cute outfit.
Really start doing that.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. It is
Don't
fun.
film
It is-
that.
It's a complete role reversal, but I'm good with it, and that's one of the reasons why we work. Like,
Mhm.
she is who she is. She's always, when I met her, she drove a pickup truck and wrote like she's. I'm not gonna try to change her or take that away from her. Like, that's what I
Yeah.
love about her. She is who she is. Like, that's it. You know, like,
Yep.
I'm good with it. It's, you know, I'm solid in my manhood.
It's,
I'm good.
it's good because it sounds like you don't have a choice.
No, I don't. But and I would never try to change her. Like,
No.
Yep.
yeah, she just is
That's
who
awesome.
she is. Who she is. I'm not gonna, you know,
You're cute.
she was who she was when we met, and I'm not gonna change that. But it is pretty funny, and my friends make fun of me about it all the time. Like, it's a complete role reversal. It
That
really
is
is.
funny.
Yeah, we have to take her shopping for like new work boots. It's like, it's funny. Yeah, it's funny.
Yep. I'll be messing with you when we talk on the phone during the
I'm
day.
sure you will be.
I'll be like, yeah, what you whipping up for dinner?
People don't realize this, but Adam's a smart ass via text message.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. We'll be texting, and he'll hit me with a couple of zingers here and there, and he'll be like, "I'm surprised you didn't hit that out of the park." I'm like, "Nope, you got me first, buddy."
I laid it up for you. I don't know. Oh man.
All right, so all right, we're running on about an hour here. So I mean, Katie, you have more plans to get more involved? Because I know John's kind of grown and are you going to be more involved with everything going forward? I know you have your business and stuff too, but it seems like it, right?
Yeah, the plan is to kind of keep learning more and doing more. And as he grows and as it gets busier, then I'll kind of help and step in where I'm needed. And so
Yeah, that's awesome. You go to the shows with him too, right? Oh, you have the kids and stuff too, though, right? So it's hard, but
yeah, it depends. Like if it depends on the kids' schedules. And like 2 of them are adults now, so they can do their own thing. But we still have one that's
right.
well, she's in grade 10,
Okay.
16 here in a couple months, and
Man.
Is that driving age in Canada?
16 is driving age. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a scary time. You've been through it already, though.
Yeah.
I have an 11-year-old and I'm like dreading it. I'm like, stop getting older. Stop. Just stop. Go backwards.
Well,
And
because
Heidi,
of the country, she started driving a little bit earlier than the other 2. So
Yeah, Grandpa would let her drive all over the place, and she was like 12, 13 years
that's
old.
awesome.
That's
Yep.
You know, the benefit of living in the country. Say.
Alba,
Yep.
she's way more familiar with
Yeah.
driving than
okay.
That's
were.
cool.
I'm not really worried about her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That seems to be something that's significantly different than it was, I know, when we were growing up. I could not wait to get my license and go and based off of what I see in my classroom and everything, they're not worried about it.
No.
They're just
Oh,
they have Uber. They have,
Right.
you know,
I could not
they're
wait
not
to
they're
get a
not
car.
they don't seem
No.
to be all that
No, there's
agitated.
no
They're
rush.
18 and they're like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't have my learner's permit yet. And I'm like, what are you doing? Go, you know? No.
I actually had a
Wow.
motorcycle before I had a car. Like I had a
Oh, wow.
motorcycle when I was
Wow.
like 14 or 15, and I literally like it was registered. I rode it around without a license, like it was like a legal driver. Like I
Wow.
was the same way. So back then they changed the laws in New York now, but back then you could get a license at 16, a junior license at 16, as long as you did like the course and a driver ed thing. So I literally had a license like a month and a half after I got my permit. Like,
Wow.
it was that fast, and I was driving. And yeah, same thing. We see the same thing. Kids aren't like,
They're not in a rush.
no. A lot of parents drive their kids around now too. Like we didn't have parents that did that. Like our generation, I feel like if you wanted to do something or go someplace, your parents are like, great, go do it. Get on your bike,
Yeah.
here, go there.
Yep.
We're not your chauffeur. Yeah,
Walk, rollerblade, or ride our bike.
right. Heidi, what about you? I mean, you're pretty involved. I mean, Adam's channel doesn't work from what we're hearing without you. So
It's not Adam's channel. It's our channel.
That's our channel.
That's
That's true.
It
Well-
is. It is absolutely our channel.
yeah.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
You any more plans to be any more involved, or
Oh.
do you go to
No.
No.
do you go to the shows with him, or you don't really? I mean, what shows do you go to?
I go to Seth.
Mm-hmm.
I usually have to take a day off of work to go to Seth. And
Okay.
I know he wants me to go to, what's it, Null?
Joe Knoll.
Joe
I'd
Null.
love for you
And
to see that just
that'll be
because it's
more of an
epic.
elaborate kind of event
Yeah.
to
It's
to.
tough for both of us to get off because the one to go to is the first one in the year, not
Right.
the later one.
Yeah.
And that is the heat of the season in my business, and she's in school. It's just tough to be able to go. That's why when you asked me if I could work with you, I was like, man, I don't even know if I'll be able to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our busiest times are opposite each other. Like, I mean, when I'm off for the summer, he's swamped, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, are you going to be able to make it to Null this year?
It's nothing's official with it, so I don't know yet. But some of my big travel plans is obviously Tucson mid-March. It's not official yet, but I'm talking with the organizers right now of Turbines and Tumbleweeds, which is in Sweetwater, Texas. So last year, their first event takes place at their airport. And so this year will be the second year for the event, and we're pretty much got things figured out, but that's the beginning of October. and I'll probably drive down to that one as well too. So it's just a long journey for us. Like it's 2,600 kilometers, which is like
So
in 1,900 miles, something like that. So
a long,
Knowles
long
Knowles
way.
in May,
Yeah.
buddy. Knowles in May. It'd be nice. We could do an episode at Knoll.
yeah, and Null we would fly to, but yeah, it's on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
Do an
Have
episode.
you ever been?
No,
Yeah.
never been. No, never been. Want to go there. We're gonna go to Jet Power again this year. So
You
That's
ever
where-
get a chance to go to Null? It's like Oshkosh for RC. They
Yeah.
have a 7,000 foot long full scale runway, and as far as you can see on one side for part of it, and then both sides for another section, it's just all RC airplane stuff. It is super cool.
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
the
We're
biggest
still trying to make
we
it
were
work.
at, like
Kentucky
Kentucky
Jets.
Jets,
Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah,
which was like
I mean,
massive
yeah.
compared to our events up here. Like,
right.
I couldn't believe
But Joe Null, what happens
It's
is
like
you have
even
jets and you
bigger.
have helicopters and
it's like
aerobatic planes.
RC.
Like everything.
Yeah.
They even have a lake for seaplanes.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have a lake for seaplanes. It's legit. It's the show to go to.
I've been
I'm still trying to work it out. Adam
years,
mentioned me
like,
asking him for help.
We should go to Journal.
Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
lot of planning.
Yeah.
It is.
Hard
It
to
is.
go if you can't fly, right? Like he goes down there and you want to be able to fly. And if he doesn't drive and then he'll have nothing with him to.
He'd have to
Fly.
ship something to a vendor or somebody. I mean, you could do that. You could ship a plane to a vendor and have them help you
Right.
out.
And when we go to shows like that, it's kind of already set where it's just like we're going there to just visit and network and just be at the show, right, and kind of experience it all.
Yeah.
So, and I'm okay
you
with
know-
that. Depends on the time of year and stuff.
Dude, I'm sure if you talked to a vendor that they would have you with your following and everything. If you wanted to fly a jet at Knoll, somebody
Yeah.
would find a jet for you to fly at Knoll. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
one of those companies wouldn't have a problem being like, John wants to fly a jet at Knoll. Let's get John to fly a jet at Knoll.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure that would work. So, but like you said, it's planning. It's right now I'm still 50-50 on whether or not we can go or not. Cause if
Yeah.
I go, I want to go as a vendor and it's going to be hard. Like she's already going to Toledo with me. We're doing another show. We have kids and stuff. It's like, how many weeks
My
can
kids are, like,
she
little.
spend? Like, right. You go on a
Right.
show, you know what I mean? So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
easy.
It'll be easier when they're a little bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
And I don't mind, like I don't have the mom guilt of leaving.
it's also like,
Yeah.
how many times can we ask family members to be like, hey, can our kids
for
stay
the
with you for a
weekend or
week?
whatever. When they're
Yeah.
little, it's tough.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is. They're 9 and 11, so it's
Yeah.
not. They're still young, and we literally have to rely on family and be like, hey, we
Yeah.
have shows coming up this date, this date, this date, this date. Our kid's going to be staying with you for 4 days to a week at a time.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See ya.
Yeah, here's their schedule. So last year
That was funny.
we had to go to Toledo, and
His opening baseball
it was
season.
literally the weekend we were going to Toledo. It was like their busiest weekend of the year. It was like opening baseball day for my son. There was something going on with my daughter, and our one family member was like, "Gee, they sure did pick a great weekend to go away. Like these kids
You
have
gotta go
serious
get
schedules."
Pictures done.
Yeah, it was like pictures,
And then
parade.
the following day, parade at like 8:00 in the morning on a Saturday, and then followed like hanging out the whole time at the field, and then have a game.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was funny. Definitely take advantage of it.
Man.
Yeah, that's it. All right. I think we were going for over an hour. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Heidi and Katie, for coming on again.
yes.
Nice
Yeah.
meeting.
It was nice to
you
meet
two
everybody.
ladies, and
Very
Jonathan, good seeing you again, man.
You as
Yeah.
well. Thank you so much.
You keep trying to make it work. It's not working.
Yep.
I know.
Oh, what the
Yeah,
When,
so
like,
when
the
he does
thumb
that,
goes?
when
Yeah,
he
like
does
the
that, he
thumb
gets
will
like
go.
little emoji.
Oh, interesting. I was wondering. There was a couple of them earlier. I was wondering.
Yeah, I didn't
like,
know what that
is
was.
that?
Yeah, and he didn't even
More
like
that
really do
technology
it.
I don't know anything about.
like a
It picked it
random-
up, and
Wow.
That I don't know. That is funny. I was
for,
trying
for
to give
anybody
Heidi some.
watching that wants to meet Jackie and us will be at Toledo, the RC swap meet at Toledo, possibly Joe Knoll, and then we have the CPAA show in Pennsylvania coming up in a couple of weeks that we're going to be at. So
Sweet.
yeah, Adam, I'm going to get down there and hang out with you pretty soon too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Oh.
I might go down to Seth. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
That'd be
That'd be awesome, man. We'd love
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah, it'll be cool. So,
Yeah.
all right, everybody.
All right,
Thanks,
Have a great
guys.
one.
Ooh,
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
take care.
Take care.